December 19th began quietly at Riverside Station. Officer Ryan Delgado sipped his morning coffee. The lobby felt unusually calm and still. Then 3 tiny humans marched inside confidently. They walked like miniature detectives on mission. Matching coats, matching faces, matching fierce determination. Ryan blinked twice before fully registering them. They stopped directly in front of him. The first child cleared his throat dramatically. "We need to report a serious crime." Ryan set his coffee down slowly. A crime reported by children felt concerning. A very serious crime, second child insisted. The most serious crime imaginable. Third confirmed. Ryan glanced around for any nearby adults. "Where are your parents right now?" "Kids? Mom is working today," first boy answered, "and our dad is the criminal." "Your father committed a crime?" Ryan asked. "Yes, he abandoned us without meeting us. That is illegal and extremely mean, and he deserves immediate arrest today." Ryan opened his notepad to gather information. "Okay, let's start with your names." "I'm Oliver." Glasses too big, slightly. "I'm Sophie." Arms crossed with confidence. "I'm Ethan," bouncing happily on his toes. "We're at Lawson Triplets," they said together. "Yeah, I figured that out quickly. Last name Lawson, correct?" Ryan confirmed. "And you 3 are 5 years old." 5 1/4, Oliver corrected proudly. "Details matter in proper police investigations." "Who taught you investigative details like that?" "Crime shows Mom thinks we never watch." Ryan tried not to laugh too visibly. "So your dad never contacted you? Never met us? Never called? Nothing ever." "That is textbook emotional neglect," Oliver added. "We Googled everything to be absolutely sure." "You 3 really Googled abandonment laws?" "Yes. We are extremely thorough researchers." Ryan suddenly felt completely in overdrive. "Do you know your father's actual name?" All 3 nodded with dramatic seriousness. "Mom didn't want to tell us initially, but we asked like a million times." "Closer to 50, actually," Oliver corrected. "Still a huge number," Ethan argued loudly. "Eventually, she told us yesterday, reluctantly. Because we promised to stop asking endlessly? But we totally lied," Sophie admitted cheerfully. "We always planned to take action. Hence, our fully organized arrest mission." Ryan leaned forward, curiosity suddenly rising. "And what is your father's full name?" "Daniel Harper," they answered in perfect unison. Ryan almost dropped his coffee instantly. His face changed before he realized it. "You know him?" Oliver asked suspiciously. "I might know someone by that name. Wait here while I check something." "Are you retrieving our arrest warrant?" "Something like that," Ryan said carefully. "Please don't touch anything while waiting. We're extremely responsible children," Sophie promised. "We won't touch anything at all." The second, Ryan turned around. Trouble brewed. "We should definitely touch things immediately," Ethan whispered. "Ethan, behave," Sophie hissed through teeth. "What?" "I'm naturally curious," Ethan defended. Meanwhile, Ryan hurried into Captain Harper's office. He knocked once, then entered without waiting. Captain Daniel Harper looked up, irritated momentarily. "Delgado, I'm very busy right now." "Sir, 3 kids came reporting abandonment." "And why exactly tell me this?" "Because they named you as father." Daniel froze instantly hearing those words. He asked quietly for additional details. "Triplets, dark hair, sharp features, identical. They strongly resemble your childhood photographs. And they said mother is Emily Lawson." Daniel felt his stomach drop violently hard. He remembered Emily from Portland conference years. One night together, then complete silence afterwards. He never heard anything from her. "Bring them to my office immediately. Do not mention anything to them. I need to confirm every single detail." Ryan escorted the triplets to Daniel's office. The kids stared around in amazement. "This office is extremely fancy," Ethan whispered. "It must be the captain's important desk." "Do captains personally arrest dangerous people?" said Times Rise said, trying to stay calm. Daniel entered, composed but overwhelmed internally. 3 children sat wearing toy handcuffs. They looked impossibly similar to him. "Hello, I'm Captain Harper," Daniel introduced. "Officer Delgado told me your situation briefly." "Will you arrest our dad immediately?" Sophie asked. I'll investigate everything carefully first, Daniel answered. I need to ask some questions. They nodded with exaggerated police seriousness. Daniel studied their faces, closely stunned. His eyes, his chin, his expressions, everything pointed to one truth, undeniable. Let's start with basic information, please. You said your father's name's Daniel Harper. Yes, Mom told us yesterday, finally. Your mother is Emily Lawson, correct? Yes, she's a nurse at Riverside General. When exactly is your birthday, children? December 25th. Christmas babies, actually. That confirmed his internal timeline perfectly. You believe your father abandoned you? He never showed up for anything. Never called. Never met us, Sophie said. Mom looked sad whenever mentioning him. She said he probably didn't know. But we think that's impossible, truly. She had to tell him someday. Maybe something happened unexpectedly instead, Daniel suggested. Like what exactly? Oliver asked curiously. Maybe messages got lost or blocked. Maybe someone interfered intentionally or unintentionally. Daniel thought painfully of his mother. It's possible he never received messages. Then he's dumb for not knowing, Ethan declared. Or unlucky, Daniel whispered, honestly, overwhelmed. So are you arresting him today? That's the entire mission we planned. I need evidence before any arrest. But I want to help, truly. I'd like to meet your mother, understand what happened, completely and fairly. Would that be okay with you? You want to visit our apartment? Only if your mother says yes. The triplets whispered intensely among themselves. Fine, you can come with us. But if you're mean, we arrest. That's extremely fair, Daniel acknowledged softly. Their toy handcuffs are symbolic justice. Very intimidating indeed, Daniel said sincerely. He drove them home that evening. Their building was modest but welcoming. We live on 3rd floor only. No elevator, so stairs every time. Mom calls it healthy, daily exercise. Mom calls everything healthy exercise, actually. Mom carries groceries, laundry, and your mom sounds incredibly strong, honestly. She's the strongest person we know. They unlocked the apartment without caution. That alarmed Daniel's cop instincts immediately. Mom, we brought the captain home. You brought the what, exactly? Emily yelled. She stepped out wearing hospital scrubs. Exhausted, beautiful, familiar instantly to Daniel. Their eyes met after 6 years. The world stopped for both silently. Emily, whispered Daniel, barely above breath. Hello, Emily, he answered quietly, shaky. The kids proudly explained their arrest mission. Emily nearly collapsed, hearing everything finally. She apologized repeatedly, embarrassed and overwhelmed. Daniel asked if they could talk privately. Kids, room now, Emily instructed firmly. They protested but eventually obeyed reluctantly. Emily and Daniel faced each other alone. She admitted trying to call years ago. Daniel never received a single message. Emily revealed his mother intercepted everything. Daniel felt rage and heartbreak mixing. He realized he missed 5 years. I want to be their father. Emily hesitated before giving him chance. And their complicated journey officially began. The triplets whispered urgently behind their door. They attempted gathering evidence for future interrogations. Sophie insisted on full background research immediately. Ethan grabbed the tablet with dramatic flair. Oliver typed carefully, searching Daniel Harper online. Too many results appeared scattered across pages. Add police department keyword, Sophie suggested confidently. Oliver typed again, refining their digital investigation. Suddenly, Daniel's official profile appeared instantly. Clearly awards, interviews, promotions, everything confirming his identity. They stared silently, realizing overwhelming, obvious truths. That man is definitely our father. He even has the same nose. And the same eyebrows. Sophie whispered, stunned. We accidentally tried arresting our own dad. That's either amazing or unbelievably terrible, honestly. It's definitely something huge, Oliver declared seriously. Should we confront him with evidence? We need proper confirmation and justice. Should we arrest him again symbolically? Ethan immediately supported the dramatic idea. Sophie grabbed toy handcuffs from their drawer. Oliver prepared the tablet for interrogation mode. They marched out like miniature detectives again. Daniel and Emily were still talking privately. Their voices sounded heavy with years' weight. Suddenly, 3 kids stormed the living room. "Freeze!" Ethan shouted, pointing plastic detective gun. "Hands up now!" Sophie commanded authoritatively. "We have overwhelming evidence today," Oliver stated. Daniel raised his hands, instinctively confused. His police training activated instantly, without hesitation. "Evidence of what, exactly?" Daniel asked, stunned. "Evidence proving you're definitely our father." Oliver flipped the tablet dramatically toward him. "That's you, Captain Harper. Identical in photos. And you knew our mother already? So you should have recognized everything sooner. Why didn't you tell us immediately? You let us describe our abandonment. You heard everything quietly, without correcting us. That counts as serious emotional deception. Deception is wrong for police officers." Emily covered her mouth, suppressing laughter. Daniel dropped to his knees before them. "Kids, I wasn't sure at first. I needed confirmation before saying anything. I didn't want to be mistaken." He looked genuinely terrified and vulnerable. "Were you wrong about anything today?" "No, I'm not wrong," Daniel confessed. "You're my children, all 3, absolutely." Sophie lowered the toy gun slowly. Ethan's shoulders relaxed slightly, hearing truth. Oliver still needed undeniable emotional proof. "Then tell us something deeply personal. Something only our father would truly know." Daniel took a slow, steady breath. "Your birthday is December 25th, every year. You're turning 6 in just days. Your mother raised you incredibly strong, alone. And you marched into my station courageously. You tried arresting me for emotional neglect, and you completely changed my life yesterday." The kids exchanged looks, processing everything quietly. "That matches everything Mom previously mentioned. That feels very emotionally accurate, actually." "So you really want us permanently?" Daniel nodded firmly, eyes full truth. "I want to be your father. I want every moment I missed. I want Christmas mornings, birthdays, everything." Ethan leaped forward, suddenly hugging him. "We have a dad now, officially." Sophie joined tearfully, hugging Daniel tightly. Oliver followed quietly, finally accepting truth. Daniel wrapped arms around all 3. He whispered promises through heavy emotion. "I'm here now, forever. I promise. I'm never leaving you again, ever." Emily watched silently, wiping her tears. Her heart broke and healed simultaneously. The room felt brighter with new beginnings. But complications weren't finished appearing yet. Next morning, Daniel awoke, overwhelmed by responsibilities. He had children now, unbelievably suddenly. And Emily was part of everything, too. But his mother remained major looming threat. Daniel dialed Margaret Harper early that morning. She answered with cold, polished composure. "Daniel, it's early. What is happening? We need an urgent conversation right now." He demanded she come to her apartment immediately. Margaret arrived sharply dressed, controlling expression fixed. Daniel confronted her directly, no hesitation. "Emily Lawson called me 50 times. You intercepted every message, cruelly intentionally. You threatened her during her pregnancy." Margaret's mask faltered, revealing momentary guilt. "I believed she was manipulating your career. I thought I was protecting your future. You destroyed 5 years of fatherhood. Mom, you robbed me of memories forever. You left Emily alone with triplets." Margaret stiffened, resisting emotional accountability fully. Daniel refused her denial this time. "That ends today." "Mom, absolutely ends. You stay away from Emily permanently. Stay away from those children completely, or I'll enforce legal consequences immediately." Margaret looked genuinely shaken, hearing ultimatum. She whispered, "You'll regret this someday." Daniel replied calmly, "I regret nothing. I'm choosing my family. Finally, today?" Emily answered the door, moments later. Daniel told her everything without censoring. Emily felt shock but deep understanding. "Your mother caused everything painful before." Daniel nodded, guilt heavy on shoulders. "I'm sorry for everything she did." Emily said, "We'll handle problems together, but you must protect the kids." Daniel promised with absolute, unwavering conviction. That afternoon, Emily was summoned unexpectedly. Hospital administration requested urgent private meeting. Emily entered nervously, seeing Margaret waiting. Her heart dropped instantly, sensing trouble. Margaret accused her of neglect immediately. She described Kitsap police station. She questioned Emily's fitness as mother. Hospital administrator grew concerned hearing allegations. Emily defended herself with trembling voice. My children are safe, fed, loved. They made one mistake without permission. Margaret twisted every detail, maliciously, dangerously. Emily refused, breaking under pressure today. She walked out before further humiliation. Outside, she called Daniel, desperately shaking. Your mother came here accusing everything. She wants to ruin my life. Daniel felt fury rising like fire. I'm coming immediately with legal help. Emily feared losing her children completely. Daniel vowed no one would allow that. That evening, Daniel contacted lawyer Michael Grant. He demanded immediate legal protection filing. A restraining order would stop Margaret. Emily felt conflicted but increasingly determined. Daniel comforted her with steady reassurance. We protect our family, starting now. We build something lasting and safe. Kids overheard everything from hallway quietly. They approached with serious, determined expressions. Dad, is the mean grandma dangerous? Sophie asked, quietly afraid to breathe. Daniel knelt, meeting their frightened eyes. She cannot hurt you ever again. I'm protecting you with everything possible. You're safe because we fight together. Ethan hugged him quickly for comfort. Oliver asked, what happens next, legally? Daniel explained restraining orders carefully, briefly. Kids nodded, understanding surprising complexity. We won't let her win anything. Sophie tightened fists, showing fierce determination. Emily watched them, feeling stronger again. This unexpected family was becoming unstoppable. Daniel stayed late, helping with bedtime. Kids asked 40 questions about future. Dad, are you coming back tomorrow? Yes, I'm here every single day. Forever, Ethan whispered, half asleep gently. Forever, Daniel promised through quiet emotion. After kids slept, Daniel and Emily talked. They discussed future custody and healing. They discussed managing Margaret legally safely. Emily leaned against him, feeling supported. Daniel vowed not to lose him. Their journey was messy yet hopeful, and their real fight hadn't begun. Morning arrived with quiet dread surrounding Emily's apartment. She trod smiling while preparing breakfast carefully. The triplets sensed tension despite cheerful routines. Sophie kept glancing anxiously toward the door. Ethan whispered repeatedly about Grandma's possible return. Oliver monitored everything like miniature security detail. Emily reassured them with soft, steady words. Yet fear lingered deep beneath her calmness. Suddenly, there came a sharp, unexpected knock. Ethan froze, instantly, mid-bite, deeply terrified. Sophie grabbed Oliver's sleeve, squeezing tightly. Emily approached cautiously, swallowing her rising panic. A woman in blazer stood outside. She displayed an official child services badge. Good morning. I'm Amanda Price. CPS? I received a report about your household. Emily felt her stomach collapse painfully inward. A welfare check, Amanda announced calmly. Emily already knew exactly who complained. Reports are confidential, Amanda added gently. May I come inside to evaluate? Emily stepped aside, knowing refusal appeared suspicious. The triplets hovered silently behind the sofa. Amanda began inspecting rooms, slowly, thoroughly. She checked fridge, cupboards, beds, everything carefully. She took notes with neutral expression. Maintain. She asked kids simple but revealing questions. Do you enjoy living here with Mom? Sophie nodded, confidently answering without hesitation. It's home, and we feel very loved. Does your mom feed you properly daily? Yes, except vegetables, which are hate crimes. Amanda suppressed a laugh, writing that comment. Have you ever been left completely alone? Oliver quickly explained Mrs. Lynn babysitting regularly. Ethan informed her they watch crime shows. Educational crime shows. Sophie clarified politely, proud. Amanda asked about police station incident yesterday. Ethan admitted they took Uber without permission. Sophie said they deeply regretted that decision. Oliver stated they already learned important lessons. Amanda studied their faces, seeing pure sincerity. Your children seem extremely intelligent and articulate. Emily breathed shakily, hearing encouraging observation. Amanda finished inspection, returning to living room. Miss Lawson, your home is clean, safe, your children are emotionally secure and healthy. However, yesterday's event raised understandable concerns momentarily. Emily nodded, acknowledging the mistake without excuses. Amanda closed folder marking case, officially unfounded. But be careful, someone is targeting you. Another report would create more difficult complications. Emily thanked her with genuine heartfelt relief. The triplets rushed forward, hugging their mom. Are they taking us away? Ethan asked. No, sweetheart, nobody is taking you. Sophie whispered. Is Grandma trying again? Emily didn't answer. Silence confirmed everything. The kids exchanged frustrated, determined glances instantly. We should arrest Grandma, Oliver declared boldly. No arrests, please, Emily said firmly. But we'll talk to your dad tonight. He'll know exactly what to do. That evening, Daniel arrived incredibly fast, worried. Emily explained everything while shaking slightly. Daniel felt rage burning through his chest. She crossed every line imaginable today. Michael Grant arrived moments later, reviewing paperwork. We need immediate restraining order, filed tonight. Emily hesitated, thinking about deeper consequences. Daniel said she already endangered our family. Protecting kids mattered more than social fallout. Michael prepared documents using gathered evidence quickly. Emily provided statements describing harassment accurately. Daniel provided additional context regarding interference previously. The triplets listened from hallway, quietly shocked. Dad, is Grandma a dangerous person legally? Daniel knelt, meeting their worried eyes. She cannot hurt you again anymore. I'm protecting all of you completely. But she keeps trying repeatedly. Non-stop. Yes, Sophie whispered, trembling, slightly scared. Daniel hugged them, pulling them close protectively. You're safe because we stand together. Tonight, we start fighting back properly. When Michael left, tension slowly decreased. Daniel stayed for bedtime as promised. The triplets requested multiple reassurance questions repeatedly. Dad, will you return every single day? Yes, absolutely every day, without fail. Forever? Ethan murmured, closing sleepy eyes. Forever? Daniel whispered with emotional certainty. After they slept, Daniel joined Emily, quietly. They stood on balcony, breathing cold air. Emily's shoulders trembled from heavy emotional pressure. Daniel touched her hand, offering silent support. We'll get through this, I promise. She leaned against him, finally feeling steadier. I'm scared of losing everything, Daniel. You won't lose anything. Not anymore. Our family is worth fighting for. They talked softly about future possibilities. Custody schedules, shared decisions, potential big changes. Daniel wanted everything with thoughtful, intentional commitment. Emily felt hopeful yet overwhelmed. Equally today. Meanwhile, Margaret Harper plotted another calculated attack. She believed force could correct Daniel's choices. She refused, accepting Emily despite restraining order. She thought claiming guardianship would grant control. So she prepared another malicious phone call. She dialed CPS hotline, again determined. She fabricated additional lies with alarming confidence. She intended destroying Emily completely this time, but agency flagged repeated complaints suspiciously immediately. They contacted police station for clarification support. Daniel learned about call through colleagues instantly. His anger reached breaking point, internally, dangerously. He realized confrontation couldn't be avoided anymore. He summoned Margaret to his office, urgently. She arrived, offended, but attempting composed dignity. Daniel showed her restraining order paperwork, silently. She scoffed dismissively, refusing genuine accountability. You're destroying your own future, Daniel. No, Mom, you destroyed enough already. You endangered innocent children, repeatedly, maliciously. You disrespected Emily, despite everything explained. You violated boundaries, trust, and basic compassion. Margaret insisted she acted out love. Daniel responded, love doesn't include destruction. Stay away or face legal consequences. Further. Margaret left trembling but furious internally. Daniel knew battle wasn't fully over. He went straight to Emily afterward, worried. She looked exhausted from constant stressful instability. Kids played quietly, sensing heavy atmosphere. Daniel pulled Emily aside, gently whispering reassurance. Whatever she tries next, we're ready. Emily nodded reluctantly, trusting his commitment. The triplets approached, holding carefully folded papers. We wrote something for court tomorrow. We want to testify about our feelings. Daniel knelt, reading their handwritten statements. Each letter described love for their mom and desire to stay in safe family. Daniel felt tears forming, unexpectedly overwhelmed emotionally. You three are incredibly brave children. Sophie said bravery learned from their mom. Ethan insisted they learned from Daniel too. Oliver claimed bravery is family teamwork always. Emily hugged them tightly, crying quietly. They were united, stronger than before. Next morning, the paperwork was officially filed. Margaret's actions documented clearly, undeniable, entirely. Court scheduled immediate temporary protection hearing. Emily felt fear rising, but determination stronger. Daniel held her hand walking inside courthouse. Michael guided them through legal procedures calmly. The triplets sat quietly, holding each other. Everyone remained tense, awaiting judge's arrival. Margaret entered, looking furious yet frightened. Daniel refused, meeting her angry glare. Emily refused, shrinking from intimidation tactics. Judge reviewed documents with increasing concern. She questioned Margaret regarding repeated reports made. Margaret attempted offering excuses without sincerity. Judge interrupted firmly, lacking any patience. Your behavior endangered 3 innocent children. Your interference caused unnecessary emotional trauma. You violated boundaries, intentionally, repeatedly, dangerously. The restraining order is fully granted. Additional restrictions will be applied immediately. You are prohibited contacting Emily anymore. You are prohibited contacting children whatsoever. You cannot interfere with custody processes. You cannot visit their home legally. Margaret's face crumpled, hearing final ruling. Daniel felt mixture of sadness, relief, exhaustion. Emily exhaled shakily, gripping Daniel's hand. The triplets whispered, "Is it over?" Finally. Daniel answered, "Yes, we're safe now." After court, everyone breathed deeply outside. Emily finally felt weight lifting slowly away. Daniel squeezed her hand, reassuring her safety. The triplets held onto each other tightly. Today felt like victory, earned through courage. Their families survived storms meant to break. They walked home together under winter sunlight. Daniel carried Ethan, who pretended exhaustion. Sophie hummed quietly, holding Emily's warm hand. Oliver explained the legal vocabulary proudly to everyone. At home, Emily made celebratory hot chocolate. Daniel fixed loose cabinet hinges carefully, smiling. The triplets built blanket forts beside couch. Their laughter filled apartment with joyful warmth. Even after chaos, comfort felt possible again. Emily watched Daniel helping kids tie knots. He moved with natural, gentle fatherhood. Every moment deepened her trust in him. She felt their lives stitching together beautifully. Tonight, everything finally felt steady again. Later, they prepared dinner together, casually chatting. Daniel chopped vegetables while kids supervised dramatically. Ethan insisted. Carrots required perfect geometric precision. Sophie enforced imaginary restaurant rules, professionally serious. Oliver documented cooking process using cardboard clipboard. Emily laughed, watching her chaotic squad. Daniel whispered, "This feels like home." Emily's heart warmed hearing heartfelt confession. After dinner, kids raced to pajamas. They demanded 3 bedtime stories again. Daniel read gently with patient, warm voice. Ethan curled asleep midway through chapter. Safi held blanket like protective shield. Oliver asked thoughtful questions about characters. Slowly, all 3 drifted into dreams. Daniel tucked blankets with careful father tenderness. Emily stood watching doorway, feeling indescribable emotion. Their family finally existed without fear. They stepped onto balcony, absorbing quiet moonlight. Air felt crisp, carrying promise forward. Daniel leaned against railing, breathing slowly. Emily joined beside him, quietly thoughtful. They admired soft city lights shimmering. Tonight felt different. Peaceful, undeniably transformative. Daniel took Emily's hand gently again. Emily, I want life with you. Not rushed, but real and steady. I want memories we build intentionally. I want every morning beside you. Emily listened, heart trembling from honesty. Daniel continued speaking without hesitation. Now these kids need both of us. United, they deserve stability after years surviving chaos. You deserve love without fear anymore. And I deserve chance, becoming better man. Emily whispered, I'm falling for you. Daniel breathed deeply, hearing sacred admission. Then, let's build something beautiful together. Emily rested her head on it. Moonlight held them in quiet tenderness. Meanwhile, Margaret struggled alone with consequences. She realized her control destroyed relationships, precious. She replayed court moments, again painfully honest. She had nearly lost her family forever. She wanted redemption, but didn't know how. Days passed, bringing slow internal transformation inside. Margaret reflected on Triplets' innocent words. They approached her without fear. Previously, they encouraged apology with pure forgiveness. Their kindness cracked walls she lived behind. She decided she wanted real change. Healing required humility she rarely practiced before. She prepared letter, but didn't deliver. She worried timing wouldn't be appropriate. Meanwhile, life blossomed steadily for Lawson family. Daniel spent evenings helping with homework. He learned dinosaur facts from Ethan daily. He learned negotiation tactics from Sophie cleverly. He learned analytical logic from Oliver proudly. Emily watched her children bloom confidently again. They trusted Daniel completely, without hesitation. Now, weeks passed, turning winter into soft spring. Court confirmed full custody agreements, officially final. Emily felt safer with structured legal protection. Daniel kept routines consistent and meaningful. They celebrated milestones from school projects proudly. They enjoyed movie nights filled with laughter. They created inside jokes around burnt pancakes. Slowly, everything felt like unified family life. Margaret eventually reached out through proper channels. She asked permission, writing respectful, apologetic message. She acknowledged pain caused through past actions. She accepted responsibility without offering excuses. Emily read message carefully, considering implications. She showed Daniel a letter seeking his input. He encouraged compassion, but emphasized boundaries. Emily invited Margaret for controlled supervised meeting. The triplets prepared with mixed, complicated feelings. Margaret arrived humbly without jewelry or arrogance. She knelt before children, sincerely apologizing deeply. Ethan asked, "Are you going to behave now?" Sophie asked, "Will you respect our mom?" Oliver asked, "Do you accept consequences fully?" Margaret answered yes to each question. Kids exchanged glances approvingly, relieved finally. Emily offered small, cautious, forgiving smile. Daniel appreciated humility shown during reconciliation. They agreed probation period lasting full year. Margaret promised effort, rebuilding trust gradually. Healing began slowly, but meaningfully, that day. Spring grew into warm, blossoming summer. Daniel proposed quietly under evening lamplight. Ethan screamed excitedly from behind bushes. Sophie yelled, "Romantic proposal requires music." Oliver documented entire moment for memories. Emily said yes through uncontrollable happy tears. Summer weddings required enthusiastic planning assistance. Kids demanded roles in every ceremony detail. They insisted walking aisle beside their parents. Daniel wanted simple celebration honoring their journey. Emily wanted moment filled with genuine love. Margaret promised, helping respectfully without controlling. Robert Harper supported preparations with quiet warmth. Family members gathered, decorating community garden beautifully. White chairs lined pathway under gentle sunlight. Flowers arranged softly around wooden arch. Triplets practiced speeches repeatedly sounding adorable. Neighbors watched transformation of space proudly. Wedding day arrived, with glowing morning sky. Emily wore soft, elegant dress, radiantly beautiful. Daniel stood waiting nervously with steady hope. Music played softly, beginning magical procession. The triplets walked first, carrying tiny flowers. They grinned proudly, waving toward familiar faces. Emily followed, glowing with peaceful confidence. Daniel's breath caught seeing her walking. They joined hands, feeling worlds align. Vows were heartfelt, woven from truth. Daniel promised lifelong devotion and protection. Emily promised partnership through challenges ahead. Kids squeezed hands during emotional silence. Guests wiped tears, touched by sincerity. Then they exchanged rings sealing commitment permanently. "You may kiss your bride," officiant announced. Triplets cheered louder than entire crowd combined. Reception felt warm, packed with heartfelt laughter. Kids delivered hilarious yet emotional wedding speech. "We basically made this whole thing happen." "You're welcome," they declared confidently together. Guests erupted in joyful collective laughter instantly. Later, Daniel and Emily danced under lights. Triplets danced circles around them happily. Margaret watched from distance, reflecting gratefully. She realized healing was truly possible. Finally, Rebet joined, offering gentle, supportive smile. Family circle expanded through forgiveness and growth. That night sky shimmered with peaceful wonder. Daniel whispered, "Thank you for choosing us." Emily replied, "Thank you for showing up." Their lips met softly, sealing future promises. Triplets yelled, kissing tally increased again tonight. Everyone laughed, embracing pure family chaos. Months later, life settled into comfortable rhythm. Daniel made pancakes, though always slightly burnt. Kids continued challenging him with adventures. Emily built stronger career with renewed confidence. Weekends became sacred, filled with family activities. Garden picnics, science experiments, movie marathons, regularly. Love deepened in daily, ordinary moments. Their story became testament of resilience. A family built through chaos healed beautifully. A father reclaimed years stolen unfairly. A mother rediscovered strength beyond survival. 3 children found home within love. Together, they overcame storms, shaping destiny. They proved families aren't born perfect, ever. They're built through showing up consistently every day, even through fear, conflict, and symbolic arrests. Love won because they chose healing, and their story became forever beautiful. Subscribe for more heartfelt stories and unforgettable journeys.